Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
It's not ideal with the last COVID scares that we've had, and a few players being maybe set back with injury or being rested. It's not ideal that they haven't had a lot of playing time, but be as it may, it is what it is. And we've had 3 very good days so far in Joburg with regards to preparation. I think mentally is another side of the game that we need to tap into a little bit. Playing time is one thing, but also being mentally ready is extremely important for me. But yeah, it's been there's been a few setbacks, but you know, we're a professional outfit. We play in professional cricket, and we're going to play against the best team in the world, and we have no excuses to leave a stone unturned. So yeah, we've put everything in place so far that our players can best prepare and get themselves match ready. We try to simulate a game the last 3 days, which has been pretty productive for the guys, and it's all about building their intensity as well. I know we've got to be mindful with regards to bowlers' workloads because they haven't had a lot of game time, but we're very mindful of that. But again, we need to crack on as a team. We can't let those setbacks keep us behind, and not prepare ourselves best for what's going to be a really good series against India. I hope the rain stays away. There's been quite a lot of rain of late here in Gauteng. So I hope that stays away so we can get 5 days of good cricket in Centurion. Centurion has been providing pretty good wickets of late, so I think we're going to have a pretty good cricket wickets in Centurion. It's always been a pretty good place. If you apply yourself as a batsman, you're going to get results, and you're going to more times than none get some runs under your belt. But also it's also a wicket with ball in hand. You can always exploit the conditions if you've got a little bit of extra pace and bounce. So yeah, it's going to be, I'm hoping for a very good cricket wicket. That's at least been the message that's been sent out to the groundsman to prepare a pretty good cricket wicket. I think naturally, Ken, I always want to do that. It doesn't matter who I've had in my team or which teammates I've had in the past. I've always wanted to be someone who leads from the front with a bat. So I know scoring runs is a massive role for me within the side, let alone being the captain and the leader of the team. Making those decisions are also extremely important. But scoring runs for me is quite a big percentage of my job still within the side. I'm never going to run away from that responsibility. I think it's something that maybe works in my favour, and hopefully I can continue. Hopefully I can average a little bit more in this series against India. It's something that we know as a unit, that we have a pretty young and inexperienced batting lineup. But for me, it's an opportunity-based batting lineup. Guys are going to get opportunities, and they need to best prepare, obviously, before that the encounters against the Indian bowling attack, and they need to take their opportunities. I think professional cricket is about taking your opportunities and making a position your own. And it's going to be a message that I've been sending through for the last few months, that opportunities are there. Guys need to obviously make those positions their own, and if they don't, there'll be other guys knocking on the door. We have had a lot of other guys knocking on the door, and it's definitely not a foreign area or territory that we've been experiencing. I think there's still a lot of improvement, no doubt. And I don't think we're far away from actually having a few of those batters come in and cement their positions. But it's always going to be tough playing against the best side in the world. They've got a very good bowling lineup, and we're aware of that. And I think opportunities is the one word that screams out to me, which obviously I'm sure our other batters are pretty much aware of that as well. The Indian lineup has been immensely improved bowling lineup, especially playing away from home as well. As mentioned earlier, we're very mindful of that we're going to be up against against their bowling attack, which is perfectly okay for us. Being in South Africa, I'd like to think we're a lot more feel a lot more accustomed at home in our conditions, and hopefully we can use that as an advantage for us. We know that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Indian batters to face our bowlers as well, and I'd rather be sitting here knowing that than possibly sitting sitting in the Indian dressing room knowing that they have to face our bowlers. Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of success in South Africa, which is okay for us. We can't really compare the success he's had in India against our batters because the conditions are so dissimilar that that's not really realistic for us to focus on that. I think we got to focus on our game plans, which we've obviously been working on hard. Each player's been working hard at his individual game plans. I think it's difficult to focus on one player in their side. They're a good side all round, and I think they're ticking all the boxes with regards to covering their bases from a bowling front. It's difficult. He's a quality spinner, one of the best off spinners India's ever produced, and we're mindful of that. It's always a good challenge facing those guys, and you want to compete and compare yourself against those best players in the world. I think it's a little bit difficult just to focus on the one guy. If I'm being brutally honest, I think as South African players, we are deprived of playing in front of a crowd. It's very frustrating knowing that we're not going to have people watching us, and I think it's pretty frustrating for South African public as well. Pretty disappointed that we can't showcase our great format that we have in Test cricket in front of pretty passionate supporters, even though it would have been 2,000 people. It's still better than nothing. Pretty disappointed that we're not going to have crowds. We've had so many different administrators that we don't even know who's there now. I think maybe backing has been something that's been pretty tough, especially backing with regards to our coaches and our team management. I don't think we've received a lot of good stuff around that, and I think from a player's point of view, we maybe have to say, you know what, we back our coaches, we back our management, we need to give them a lot of love. I think sometimes they put in so much work, it gets unnoticed and it gets watered down by media and it gets watered down by articles. And I think that's the biggest thing, because I know what they do behind the scenes, and for me that speaks volumes when it comes to our environment. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is that we haven't had a lot of stability from an administrative point of view, and hopefully sooner than later there's a lot more stability that comes within Cricket South Africa. But it's not nice to see our coaches get lambasted for things, and I know the work they're putting in behind the scenes, which no one else sees. Only us as a players group, we notice that and we see that, and we're extremely grateful for the hard work that they put in. I'd say that's one of the biggest downsides of what's been happening in the last while.